Hey, welcome to Posture Bootcamp. My name is Jen. I'm posture coach, personal trainer, and ergonomist. And today we're going to focus on stretching. Specifically, we're going to stretch the muscles around the hips because after a long day of sitting, those hip muscles tend to get really tight and stiff. So we're going to open those up, okay? All you're going to need today is a mat and just about 6 minutes of your time. So let's get started with a traditional butterfly stretch. That is the one where you're just sitting here and your feet are together and you want to bring your heels in as close as you possibly can. You're gonna hear me say this a lot, but do not compare yourself to what I look like. Do not compare yourself to what somebody else looks like. You are on your own journey and your muscles are different than anybody else's muscles. You might have more stiffness in some areas than someone else does, so no comparing, okay? But what you're gonna do is focus on feeling the stretch on the insides of your thighs. So your inner thighs, that's where you want to feel them, okay? So we're just going to hang out here. We're going to take some deep breaths and we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds before moving on, okay? Here we go. Now with every inhale that you take, as you exhale, I want you to think about these knees dropping lower and lower to the floor. And as we're stretching, notice that I'm also sitting upright. Imagine there's a string pulling your upper body up. Okay, next up, we're going to extend one leg out. Okay, bring this in here and we're gonna do a hamstring stretch. Now again, this is different for everyone. You might already feel a stretch just being here. You might need to lean a little bit. Whatever that is for you, where you're gonna feel it is in your hamstrings, the back of your thigh. That's what we want. So for this one, I want you to sit up straight. You don't wanna be here. You don't wanna be slouched. Nice and tall. Then you're gonna bring your toes in toward you, okay? That's gonna activate the muscles in the front over here, and that's what you want. You wanna activate these muscles while we stretch over here, and then hold this position while you're sitting nice and tall for 30 seconds. Here we go. Again, you want to focus on your breathing with every exhale. Think that you can bring your toes up closer towards you and even imagine, or you can even move toward your toes just a tiny bit. One more breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to switch sides. Do the other side. Same thing, okay? This might be enough for you. Sit nice and tall. Bring those toes in. Hold and breathe. The breathing is so important because as you take these deep breaths, you're actually telling your muscles to relax and you're relieving stress from the day. So it's a win-win. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch into our next stretch. This is going to be a 90-90 hip stretch, okay? So I'm gonna turn this way. My front leg is going to be bent this way right here. The back leg is also bent. So I'm kind of making like an S shape. Now this is, again, don't compare yourself to what I look like. If you're like, I'm having trouble getting in these positions, it's not so much about the positions, but more of where you feel this stretch. So where you want to feel this stretch is you want to feel this on the back hip. So you're going to feel it over here on this side. And in the front leg, you're going to feel it in the butt. Okay. So if you feel it on one side more than the other, that's totally fine. That just means that that area is tighter than the other area. Okay. Regardless, here we are. We're going to stick right here. I want you to sit tall. Okay. Breathe and hold this right here for about 30 seconds. Now, if this is already too easy for you, now this is a level 1 stretching. I have level 2s and level 3s inside the membership. If this is too easy, what you could do is just lean forward a little bit. Hold this here for one more breath. Okay, now we're gonna switch sides. So you can turn over or you can switch legs. Okay, right over here. We're gonna hold this for 30 seconds, nice and tall, and go. Now you might say, or you might feel that one side is different than the other. You might say, oh, I feel it in my hip more with my left leg back, but when my right leg is back, I feel it more in my glutes and my butt. Again, that's totally fine because everyone's bodies are different. We carry our tension and our tightness differently. So as long as you're feeling a stretch, you're doing good. Here we go, last breath. All right, now our very last exercise is our half kneeling hip stretch. So this is the one, we're gonna have to get up on this one. And you're gonna put one leg up while the other one is down on your knee, okay? Now I see this done wrongly a lot because people are wanting to stretch their hips so they come in, but then they're arching their backs too much. So we're not gonna do that, okay? Because then we're not really engaging our core. What you wanna do is you want to bring your hips in, okay? So tuck your hips in. Imagine you're bringing them under you, okay? Then hold that there. Now, you might already feel a stretch over here. That's cool. If you want to stay here, if you're like, wow, this is a good stretch, hang out here. If you want to increase it a little bit, hold this and then come in a little bit, lean a little bit. That's going to increase that stretch. We're going to hold this here for 30 seconds, deep breaths. Again, the upper body, we're not compressing here, okay? We're talking nice and tall. Imagine there's always a string pulling you up. There's kind of a lot to think about, but when we're fixing our posture, we have to think about these things. Doing great. Let's take one more big breath. Excellent. We'll go ahead and switch sides. We'll get the other leg up. After this, we're done for the day. So nice and tall, tuck those hips in, okay? Keep it tucked in. Gently go forward as far as you comfortably can. Hold this here and breathe. All right, we're gonna take one big breath. Let it out. All right, and good job. Hey, I am proud of you for choosing yourself today, for showing up for yourself today. I know this was just focused on hips, so if you want some more level 1 stretching, check out some other videos. And if you want the complete collection of 21 days of stretching for better posture, check out details for my membership.